Can somebody tell me what the fuck did we watch at the Super Showdown? Someone please explain to me actually someone explain to me. What in the hell did we watch at the Super Showdown? This is not a review of the Super Showdown because doing a review is not worth my time. It really isn't. This is more of a rant, and I have to stay quiet because I wasn't able to do the review earlier, and now it's a little bit later in the day, and I got people sleeping, so I can't yell and scream. But tell me, what the fuck did we watch? Specifically pertaining to that Undertaker versus Goldberg trash. I have friends that haven't been watching the WWE product because they know the product is trash. But I had friends that haven't watched the main event in a while, and they actually watched Super Showdown just to see Undertaker versus Goldberg. Because, back when Undertaker and Goldberg went, back when they were in their primes, back when the product was actually good, they were two of the biggest stars in the whole industry, along with Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Chris Jericho, etc. Back in the Attitude Era. But, the only reason why I was looking forward to this match is I wanted to see how long the match was actually going to go. I'm ashamed of what I saw. If you are a WWE fan, after what you saw tonight, I don't know what to say to you. I really don't know what to say to you. I'm shocked. This should tell Vince McMahon and the rest of his fucking puppets, just to tell them that, legit, first of all, Vince needs to be out of power. Vince needs to go. He needs retire. I don't care what you do. Retire. You're done. Done. But this should tell you that Vince should retire because he has no idea what he's doing. And this should also tell you one of the biggest problems with WWE, the part-timers. We see this with all the big shows, no matter if it's Super Showdown, Greatest Royal Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. Whenever, they book, and, Brock Lesnar, at least Lesnar can wrestle a little bit. Lesnar wrestles, here and there, every couple months. As much as I can't stand Lesnar, he's still, he's a little more than part-time. He's not full-time, but he's a little more than part-time. Alright? He's like in that in-between space. But people like Undertaker, Goldberg, who else? Batista, and I love Batista. Triple H, Shane McMahon, people like that wrestle once, twice a year on the big shows for WWE. If this doesn't tell you that they need to go, I don't know what else will. This is exactly why they're part-timers or retired superstars. Legit. Vince McMahon, I know WWE's making more money than they've ever made, but legit, when you're making millions and millions of dollars, and then you think, oh yeah, let me take $2 million and just throw it at a Goldberg or throw it at the Undertaker so they can come back to work a show like Super Showdown. There's a reason why they're not wrestling full-time anymore. When a part-timer comes back to wrestle, there's gonna be ring rust. Ring rust. They're not gonna just magically step in and give you a 5-star classic. They're not a Sasha Banks. They're not a Shawn Michaels. They're like the best wrestlers we've ever seen. What are we thinking here? Yes, if Undertaker and Goldberg went out in their prime, it would have been probably a damn good match. Because Undertaker in his prime was one of the best performers in the entire company. And Goldberg could give you a good match back in his day. What the hell did we see tonight? That was not wrestling. That was 8 minutes of two 50-year-old men just trying to put on something halfway decent. How did the match start? Goldberg hit like 2 spears. I started with my mouth. I'm like, there's no way they're going the Brock Lesnar Survivor Series route. I thought the match would at least go, 5 minutes. It went 8 minutes. The match actually went 5 minutes too long. Too long. I didn't want them to book it. I didn't want the match to go, the way that Lesnar versus Goldberg did at Survivor Series, where it was just like a 1 minute match. What I wanted I wanted, to kind of go like Lesnar and Goldberg at WrestleMania, where the match was like around 3-4 minutes, and they did good with what they had. This match was nowhere close to that. It was one of the worst matches we've seen all year on WWE television, and I'm damn serious when I say that. This match was awful, awful. Goldberg started out with 2 spears, Taker kicks out, and then Goldberg actually tried to wrestle. I think Goldberg did some kind of leg submission, which didn't even look that bad. But then Taker, reversed it, and then Taker starts doing his offense. Taker didn't even look that bad in that match. He didn't look that bad. Yes, he did have a couple, slips here and there, but overall, he looked good for his age. But Goldberg, legit. First of all, Goldberg hitting his head on the turnbuckle. Goldberg, he knocked himself out. He knocked himself unconscious. I can't believe he actually did that. Legit. How do you... So he slips on the turnbuckle. He starts bleeding. Like, he was gushing blood. And then he starts bleeding all over the mat. And the report said, Goldberg put out a tweet afterwards saying, I apologize for all my fans out there. After I knocked myself out, the match was kind of a blur for me. There's a reason why you should stay retired. I'm sorry, Goldberg. I love the guy, man. Go watch his collection of the WWE Network, but nah, Sway. I'm sorry. Goldberg, it's time for you to stay retired for good. Same thing with The Undertaker. Like, enough is enough. Undertaker should have stayed retired after, the WrestleMania match with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30. The fact that this guy is still wrestling all these years later, and you could tell Taker was pissed. He was pissed after, Goldberg botched. Because not only did Goldberg botched multiple times in this match. Alright, Undertaker hit, the first chokeslam he hit on Goldberg didn't look that bad. But then, first of all, Undertaker, I don't remember specifically, but the first one, Undertaker hit the tombstone on Goldberg, and legit, I don't know what the hell happened. It looked like Taker slammed Goldberg's head straight into the mat. I thought, Goldberg, he's already bleeding. Like, what are you doing? But I think that was more Goldberg didn't tuck his head in instead of Taker making a mistake. But then the second time, Goldberg doing the jackhammer. Jeez, man. Goldberg didn't even... I don't know how Goldberg was able to do a picture-perfect jackhammer on Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series, but he could barely lift Taker. I understand Taker's, a taller man, but Lesnar's a heavier superstar, I believe. But Goldberg lifts Lesnar in the air for the jackhammer, goes for it, and didn't even get him halfway up. He legit, Goldberg, it looks like his muscles just, lost their strength, and boom. That was it. Boom. Legit, he lost his grip of Taker, and legit, he almost killed Taker. Taker fell hard on his neck. And then, Goldberg actually tried to go for it again. And then he saw, no, I can't do it. Goldberg tries to do the tombstone. And he botched that terribly. I'm telling you, man, this was absolutely terrible. Terrible. Like, oh my gosh. Me and my cousin were watching in the car, and we were just laughing. Not only did the match go 8 minutes, but the match was absolutely awful. Legit, I don't know. That was not right. Me and my 5-year-old cousin could do better in that ring than Taker and Goldberg did tonight. And I heard afterwards there was like a backstage, argument between Taker. Because you could tell Taker was mad. He was mad. Alright? It's like they had the rush to finish of the match because Taker was unhappy. Because all of a sudden, after the botches, Taker just lifts him up for a chokeslam. 1, 2, 3, that's it. it was like Taker's like, screw this, and you could tell Taker legit didn't want to do his normal celebration. He was just staying there pissed. His face told the entire story. It was absolutely crazy. And WWE has the audacity to call this, WrestleMania. They legit take the same WrestleMania set, the same set they used at WrestleMania. This is the giant Titantron, and they legit just used it again for Super Showdown. I was like, wow. One of the things I used to look forward to the WrestleMania every year was the set. Now even that's not special anymore. And legit, WWE calling this Super Showdown on the level of WrestleMania is absolutely garbage. Absolutely garbage. It's not right at all. And it just tells you, man, that WWE will do anything just to make a couple bucks. Legit. Make a shit poor show like Super Showdown. Try to, make it live up to the hype of WrestleMania. Try to compare it to WrestleMania. Like, really? Wait, what are we doing here? That crowd was awful tonight. They couldn't care about any of the wrestling going on in the ring. All they would do is every time a performer would do a move, they would do clap. Not knowing what the move was. They only knew a couple moves, like maybe they knew RKO or Tombstone. It's absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting that WWE, is putting on this terrible ass programming just to make, a couple of bucks, in Saudi Arabia. It makes me sick. And Undertaker versus Goldberg is the exact example of that. If this doesn't tell Vince McMahon or show him that this whole part-timers, hiring, giving millions and millions of dollars to your part-timers to come back, it's the way to go, it's not the way to go. It's time to build up the roster you have now. Make it about them instead of focusing on 50-year-old superstars who can't wrestle anymore. Like, I don't understand how hard it is to get this message through Vince's head. I really don't. If Undertaker versus Goldberg won't get the job done, if it won't tell Vince McMahon that it's his time, it's time for him to leave, and it's time for Triple H to take over, I don't know what will. Because that was an insult to not only WWE, but it was an insult to professional wrestling. That was a legit joke. Undertaker versus Goldberg was a joke tonight. For the first time ever, it should be the last time. The last time we ever see Goldberg or Undertaker in a WWE ring. And I love both to death, but their time is up. That should be shown tonight. And I'm willing to bet. I won't be surprised if Goldberg versus Undertaker happens again, just because Goldberg is gonna want to make up for that match, for that performance, because Goldberg's gonna say, "Oh, I don't want that to be the last thing people remember about me in a wrestling ring." I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they do, but man, oh man, and thank God it's late at night, that my family's sleeping, and so I don't have to yell and scream, because I would be in such more of a bad mood. I would be worse. I would be ranting and screaming all over. But luckily, I'm more calm. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Super Showdown and this piss. Oh my gosh! Like, I might have to go back and watch the match just to remember once again how bad that match actually was, man. Oh, absolutely atrocious. Other than that, that's about all I got for you guys today. I'll see you guys later, man. Whew, peace.